Hello everybody and welcome to the Showcast, a series of candid conversations from film festivals and film markets everywhere, presented by The Film Verdict and hosted by yours truly, Matt Micucci. I come to you from the 2023 Berlin International Film Festival and the European film market. The EFM is one of the top 3 meeting places of the international film and media industries, organized within the framework of the Berlinale. Over the years, it has established itself as an agile marketplace for trading film and audiovisual content, as well as a platform for innovation and change. Stepping into one of its venues, you immediately get a sense that the whole world might have shown up for the occasion. And on this interview, we highlight 3 of the countries represented, as I will be sharing my conversations about the current state and activities of Taiwan, Chile, and Ukraine within the audiovisual and media sectors. Let's begin with my conversations with Chia-Hua, manager at Taika, the Taiwan Creative Content Agency. Established in 2019 by the Ministry of Culture, Taika supports the development of Taiwan's creative content industry, such as film and television, but also much more, by engaging in production, distribution, overseas market expansion, branding, talent cultivation, you name it. I spoke about Taika and the current state of Taiwan's current content creation scene with Chia-Hua. Take a listen. Joining me at this time is Chia-Hua, manager with Taika, and we are at the European film market. Chia-Hua, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Joining me at this time is Chia-Hua, manager with Taika, and we are at the European film market. Chia-Hua, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Matt. It's very nice to meeting you and also to be part of this podcast.
Yes. Like I told you before we started this interview, this is kind of our first run. We're launching this series at the Berlinale, so it's great to connect with people from different parts of the world. And I had a browse at what's happening, and when I received emails from people, I saw that Taika and Taiwan at large, what you guys were saying made me think that this is exciting time for creative content from Taiwan. So it's great to meet you. But the first thing that I want to ask you, of course, is to tell us a little bit about Taika, a little bit about its history, what it does. And of course, I know that it's not only involved in film. So yeah, just a little bit of an overview.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, because first of all, I'm very glad you choose Taika and Taiwan to be part of this. Also, I would like to introduce a little bit about Taika for you. So Taika is actually a public agency and it's quite young. It was established in 2019. So the full name of Taika is Taiwan Creative Content Agency. So here the creative contents refers to not only about audiovisual contents. So apart from films and TV and animation, we also covers like pop music, publishing industries, licensing, and even performing arts and fashion. So it's a very wide range of all kinds of creative contents that we are in charge of. So as a public agency, actually, we are fully funded and supported by the Ministry of Culture Taiwan. So what we do is actually we do have different schemes and programs for our creative content industries and to support them. Also, we have different kinds of resources, including entity investment. So we can also invest in in new companies and also studios, or even invest on different kinds of projects, including film production, band touring, or even with some other kinds of formats of contents. So it's what we do is kind of diverse, but that also reflects about the creative contents in Taiwan because it's also with a great diversity.
Yes, well, I think we get an idea that really it's the creative content of all kinds that Taika looks after. But why would you say that this is an exciting time for creating content in Taiwan, or would you say it's an exciting time for creative content in Taiwan?
Yeah, because especially here, actually, this is our Taiwan has a long history, like being here at EFM in Berlinale, but actually this is the only second time that Taika was has in charge of the Taiwan Pavilion here at EFM. Because like our first time was in 2020, but afterwards everyone knows that COVID came, and so things become very different. So this is a great return for Taiwanese cinema and also the film industry, especially the professionals from Taiwan and also the brilliant talents. We are all here back to Berlin and get ready for the market and also for the film festival. So for us, it's extraordinary, like exciting for everyone, because like in the past 3 years actually, like things were very different. But at that time, we started to have our own co-funding programs so that we support our talents and professionals to develop their projects along with the international partners. Although they cannot meet face to face, but like still they can work online and then to co-develop their projects. And then here they got the chance to meet with all their partners in person and then to kick off their projects immediately. So I think for us, this is the most interesting and most exciting parts, because things will start from here.
So interacting with people from different countries is kind of a big part of what you're doing here at the IFM. In addition to that, we should say that this morning you held a very interesting event. Would you like to tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, actually, it's a pitching session. We call this Spotlight on Taiwan. And this is our second time doing this kind of like pitching showcases here at EFM. So this time we invited 3 very wonderful and very amazing and also international potential projects here with us here to Berlin. So the 3 projects are very different. One is a feature documentary, and the other 2 are 2 narrative features. So they cover different kinds of topics, but like from the pitching sessions, like as you were there, so you can see that not only the story itself, but also the production team and also the production value, and also the core value behind their stories can be it's kind of like a microscope of like the current world. So also Taiwan is very responding to the world, and also we share the same value, and also we would like to share our stories from Taiwan towards the audience worldwide. So I think it's a great opportunity like to bring these talents and their projects in development to showcase them here at EFM so that people can get the chance to know this project and get to connect with all these talents before the film has been produced, so that these also open more opportunities for them that they can find their partners here, even for pre-sale, and also to the festival programmers. Probably they can scout them like beforehand. Yeah. So it's very exciting.
Well, like we said, Taika looks after the creative content at large. But, of course, the Film Verdict focuses, in particular on films. So is there a couple of titles that you would like to share with us from Taiwan? A few films that you'd like to tell us about that perhaps also show that, like we said earlier, this is an exciting time for Taiwan's film production.
Okay, so actually, this time, in total, like at Taiwan Pavilion, we have a catalog of the latest film titles and also the projects from Taiwan. So it's actually 90 titles, like in total, from 40 different companies and production houses. And there are some I would like to highlight, especially like the one behind you, like you see the poster. It's Bad Education. Actually, it's a crazy story about like 3 high school students. Like they want to achieve something before the graduation. So everything happens just only in one night, and they commit to each other and they try lots of different things, and they want to do something memorable before they graduate from high school. And actually, not only this film the story is very exciting, but also actually the director, his name is Kai Ko. Actually, he's a familiar face like in the international film festivals. Before, he was known for the leading actors for many films by Midi Z, a Myanmese-Taiwanese director based in Taipei. So Kai Ko, he has appeared like in Cannes several times before, and now he's here at EFM with his debut feature. So that's something very exciting to see that how an actor started to do direction. So this is something very new. Also behind you, there are another film called Peers. Peers is actually a co-production in between Taiwan and Poland and Singapore as well. So it's a very exciting title that is it's a family drama, but also featuring the sports piercing. So it's kind of like a combined genre of like two different topics, but eventually it discusses about the value of the family and a relationship with the leading protagonist with his family. So this is something we would like to share with the world as well, because that's things. Maybe some kind of like dilemmas and difficulties happens everywhere around the world in the corner, but every corner in the world, but it shares the same value with the audience worldwide. Yeah.
Well, I like the way that you picked those two projects. First of all, they sound really interesting, but I think that they also reveal something else about Taika, that you really support emerging talents or artists making their first feature debut as directors. And then, of course, there's the co-production element. So you mentioned that this was a co-production with Poland. And I'm sure from the list of 90 films, there's definitely more standout titles that we could talk about, but we don't have all day. But in closing our conversation, I would like to ask you maybe about, we are at the EFM now, the European film market. Where to next, though? I mean, I know that you guys have a very busy schedule and you go to festivals of all kinds, but what is that calendar like for you guys?
Okay, yeah, so we are happy like the COVID is gone, so like we're now back to normal. So like on our annual calendar, like we're about to visit about 10 to 15 film festivals and markets annually. So our next destination will be in March. We are going to Hong Kong for Hong Kong Film Mart, and also we have another team visiting Lille in France for Series Mania. So in Hong Kong Film Mart, we will present not only the film titles and projects, but also the TV contents. While at Series Mania, because it's a series marketplace and also a festival, we will bring also thousands of like series from Taiwan to showcase there. And of course, our next destination after these two events in March will be in Cannes for Marché du Film. So this is, apart from EFM, it's also a mecca for like all the filmmakers and like other cultural and public agencies like us. So we will also be there to host our Taiwan Pavilion, and also we would like to bring the spirits and also the events of what we do here at EFM to Cannes. So we will also have another Taiwan cinema party, and also we will also do some more showcases there, and also we will have more talents and more filmmakers and more professionals from our industry to be there and get ready to meet with other international counterparts from the worldwide.
Well, I knew that this would be an exciting conversation, and I really feel like, yes, you've got a lot of exciting things going on. So I thank you very much for sharing them with us today.
Thank you very much, Matt. It's a pleasure to talking to you and share a little bit about what we do, and also to introduce to the audience about what's the cinema and the film industry landscape in Taiwan. Thank you.
And we will watch this space. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's stick with the European film market, but walk over to another stand. Film UA is a creative powerhouse and one of the largest Eastern European media groups operating in global markets and covering the full production cycle. At this year's EFM, it represented Ukraine and testified to the fact that despite the war, Ukraine continues to work to produce and distribute films, to launch national distribution, and to provide services for filmmakers with visions and ambitions. I spoke about all this with Film UA's marketing director, Polina Tolmachova.
Joining me at this time is Polina Tolmachova, CMO of Film UA. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hello, Matt. Hello, everybody. Thank you for your attention. Hi from Berlinale 2023.
We are right in the European film market. It's morning, so it's not too busy and it's not too noisy. Hopefully, this is the way that it'll remain throughout our conversation. And it's such a pleasure to meet you, Polina, because I know that there's so many stories about the current situation of cinema in Ukraine to share. But let's start easy and maybe talk about Film UA first of all. Can you maybe introduce it for our listeners who are not familiar with it yet? What do you guys do? And maybe a little bit about your history and, all of that good stuff.
Film.ua is, I'm proud of it because Film.ua is the biggest film studio in Ukraine, and what we are doing, we just trying to build film industry in Ukraine, and we produced films, TV series, animation, and we have post-production hub, and we create content. It's our mission, it's our deal, and welcome to Ukraine, to Film.ua, and so on. Of course, war, it was the biggest crisis in our company, but fortunately we are survived, and now in Berlinale we sell our films and promotion Ukrainian film industry for the world.
Well, let's get into it a bit more then, maybe. When we talk about the current situation in Ukraine with the war, how has the country's relationship to cinema changed on all aspects of things, from the audience to the filmmakers to the producers and distributors?
1 year ago, everything was stopped, and 24th February was a day, failed plans. For us, it was a failure of premiere a new film, and produced was stopped, and everything was changed. In the very second of the war, we had only one goal: to survive our business, to survive our people. But in March, we began to produce new content because we make decisions that content is our weapon. And it's really true, it's pure true that people at war, they really need content, and we produced a lot of short videos for Ukrainian people, and it was very busy time for us because we survived our business and we produced short content. And fortunately, in July, we returned to local distribution, and we released in July our first war premiere, and we rebuilt our production. And now in Ukraine, it's possible to filming some films, not only documentary, but feature films also. And we provide our services. We removed our business from Kyiv to Lviv to more safety place, and now we can do post-production for whole world. And very important that we had a lot of localization. Our post-production studios translated global content to Ukrainian, and it's very important for us because we are, we used to be part of Russian Empire, and Russian content it's like dangerous for us. And now we support Ukrainian content, and content is our weapons. It's our mission, and it's our business.
Has this content been popular with the Ukrainian people? Has it been successful?
Yes. We now it's a very interesting trend. Not interesting, a natural trend that popular of Ukrainian content dramatically increase in Ukraine because we demand our stories, our own stories. I am a fan of Game of Thrones show, and my favorite character, Tyrion Lannister, says in the last episode about war, about stories, and he says wars are won by one who has strongest stories. And what is it? It's paradox, maybe it's a joke, but as for me, and not only for me, but for all Ukrainians, it's the purest truth. Strong story in the war is very important. It's so important as weapon or money or something like this. So people really not need, they demand, desire own story, and popular in Ukraine of national content is increased. Yes.
And it's probably also important to have the passion to share those stories. And I guess, the current, filmmaking world and maybe audiovisual content creation world of Ukraine certainly is fueled by this passion, which is great to hear. But what about, how do you feel the rest of the world has reacted to maybe some of the films that have been traveling to festivals? I've seen some of them actually in the past while, but you go to different markets and festivals and so on. What do you feel the reaction from the rest of the world has been?
War is very dramatic, tragical situation, but it's like a window of possibilities for us, and Ukrainians are in the focus of attention all over the world. And of course, we feel attention, warm attitude for our content, for our stories, and as you know, last festival year was very incredible successful for Ukrainian content. Cannes, Venice, Berlinale, a lot of festivals host our films, and we won a lot of awards and something like this. But honestly, in business case, it's not so easy as we want, because for buyers, for viewers, for ordinary audience, for ordinary viewers, it doesn't matter Ukrainian films or not. How it matters, is this film interesting? Is this film relevant to the point of view or to the life? And we try to produce content not Ukrainian but global.
So do you have any examples maybe that you could talk about?
Yes, we have a case of success. The first success case is TV series The Sniffers. It's about detective who... It's a detective series, and it was sold for 50 countries. The second case is this TV series Hide and Seek. It's very popular in Europe, and it was distributed by ZDF. And now, just now, in the very beginning of March, we released our animation film Mavka: The Forest Song, and it's also sold to 30 countries, and we're very proud of these animation film, and we hope that it will be great success, because you can see our poster. She's incredible creature, and it's fantastic story in very nice animation. And the strategy of Filmy Group is, and I hope will. Direction to global audience, and we are talented, we are bravery, and we have unique experience now, and I hope our stories will be interesting for all over the world. And unfortunately, war experience could be useful for all of us, because war is
connecting,
connecting and happen. That's it.
And, like we said at the start of the podcast, we are now at the European film market. So what are you focusing on? What's your focus activities here at the market?
My company sold new content. Yes, my colleagues from Ukraine promote. My colleagues from Ukraine promote Ukrainian film industry, new project, and as maybe you know that in Berlinale program there are 6 Ukrainian films. It's a huge amount for so young film industry. My mission is to talk about local distribution in the country at war, because I think it's very unique case when creative industry works during the war, bombing, shelling, everything, killing, but people go to cinema to watch films, and they go to cinema to watch local films, not comedy, or drama, war drama, historical drama. And now we see that all of us, all people who gathered here in Berlin film market, we really do very important thing. We tell stories, and people really need stories. In Ukraine case, prove this. From July, we premiere our company Film and Distribution premiere one Ukrainian film a month. Yeah, and in general we collect in Ukraine 200,000 audience. It's if if we will compare it with American market and European market and even pre-war Ukrainian market, it's nothing. But for us in war situation, it's really great. It's really cool, and for me, it's very important to share this information with the global market. I understand that it's a local story. Yes. Ukrainian audience watch their own films, nothing special. But I'm sure that it's very important for global movie because as all of us know, cinema in crisis now, and sometimes we think that artificial intelligence will make stories for people, and we can go retired and something like this. But I am sure that our Ukrainian case prove that cinemas is alive and will develop in future. Yeah.
Serving as a good example for other countries as well, basically.
Yeah, and we have a lot of insights during this project. In general, we have a lot of insights because of war, but because of distribution during the war, we understand that success or unsuccess of release depend not only of quality of content or competition or genre. It also depends on lack of electricity, for example, or bombing culture, and a lot of new factors. But beyond all these odds, people go to cinema and watch cinema, and it's amazing. And I think it's important for all of us. Yeah. It proves that people need stories as bread or safety or roof under our head. It's primary thing.
Yeah. I agree with you there. So just to kind of close our conversation here, what's the future plans then for Film UA? Where will you be going to next after the European film market? Is there anything that you'd like to that you could share with us in terms of future activities?
For Film UA Group and for Ukrainian film industry, the first goal, the first mission, the first need is to reboost our production. We really dream to filming and to create new stories. It's not easy in our conditions, but we hope to rebuild this year a new production. The first and the second, it's to draw attention of global market for Ukrainian films, Ukrainian film industry, and Ukrainian audience. Because sometimes we forget about our audience. We we think only about us, or only about creativity, but we work for audience, for people, and to draw attention to our Ukrainian audience is very important. And all of us want only our victory. It's natural for me. Yeah.
Victory. Well, thank you very much, Polina, for joining us. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you very much. Have a good, nice success Berlinale. Thank you, Matt.
Same to you.
Last but not least, in our triple bill of conversations from the 2023 Berlin International Film Festival and its European film market, we take a look at Chile, which returned to the first big market event of the annual calendar of 8 festivals with a delegation including film and series projects. We spoke about the current state of the Chilean audiovisual production with Ashley Salman, the international producer of Cinema Chile, the international promotion agency of the Chilean audiovisual industry.
Joining us at this time is Ashley Salman, international producer with Cinema Chile. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Matt. It's an honor.
I'm very excited to get to talk about what's happening in Chile as far as cinema and audiovisual content is concerned. But I think a good place to start is to talk about Cinema Chile itself. Can you introduce it to us? Tell us what it's all about, what you guys do. And joining us at this time is Ashley Salman, international producer with Cinema Chile. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Matt. It's an honor.
I got to be honest, this is take 2, but we won't reveal why that is. Rookie mistake. Regardless, I'm very excited to get to talk about what's happening in Chile as far as cinema and audiovisual content is concerned. But I think a good place to start is to talk about Cinema Chile itself. Can you introduce it to us? Tell us what it's all about, what you guys do, and all that good stuff.
Sure. So, Cinema Chile is the promotion agency of the Chilean audiovisual industry abroad. We were founded in 2009 by the Association of Producers of Film and Television and by ProChile, which is an entity that finances us with projects that we carry out through the years. And our main goal is to promote the industry, to make it grow and to contribute to the growth of all audiovisual in Chile to other countries. And so we facilitate the positioning of what our producers, directors, talents do at film festivals and markets. So we attend a lot of those markets and festivals every year. I think so far we've gone to like over 150 international markets, maybe more. And whenever we do our work there, it's really focused on highlighting their achievements when they're selected in like a film in a section, like an official selection, or when they're selected in like an industry program, or also we support the delegation with producers that are supported, that are financed by the Ministry of Cultures, Arts and Heritage from Chile. But generally we want to support like all of them, like everybody. So we are always like trying to do networking events for them based on what they want, what they need, where the industry is going, which countries are like interested in working with Chile, and we do that every time we go to a market or a film festival. But we also do that throughout the year with communications, press, social media, and content that we create online.
That's a wonderful introduction. And I feel like I should emphasize, so it's not just films that we're talking about. We're also talking about other media as well, right?
So, that's why I say like audiovisual industry, because we like to promote, we work on promoting films, television, new formats, VR as well. Little by little, we're also reaching the video game market as well. So that's coming up. But yeah, short films, fiction, non-fiction, experimental, hybrid. Yes.
And before we dig deeper into all of these different aspects and maybe talk about what you're doing here in Berlin at this time, what you're focusing on, very broad question, but it's good to kind of get that the picture of what's going on in the country as far as film and audiovisual production is concerned. Is this an exciting time for Chile and audiovisual content?
Yes, it is, definitely. We just ended the 2022 with like a very important number of international awards that we've had. It was 219 or a little over 219 international awards and film festivals in the official selections and also in industry for projects that were like in work in progress or labs as well. Within that number, we've had also like important numbers like of those 219 awards, there were 88 awards coming from projects directed or produced by women, for example. There's also 35 of them belong to co-productions, and 78 were awards given to short films as well. And we started this year also like at Sundance, getting awards with a documentary that called The Eternal Memory by Maite Alberdi, who's been nominated for an Oscar in the documentary section. And she's actually here premiering that movie that was at Sundance, where she won the documentary World Prize. And we also have another film selected. So Maite Alberdi's film is in Panorama here, and we have another film in Generation 14 Plus. So it's growing a lot. We have a lot of countries interested in us. We're also working towards building more relationships with in terms of getting co-production agreements, official co-production agreements, and it's been very fruitful. So it's effervescent. That's how we like to say it.
Yeah, and let's talk about this a bit more. What is the importance of developing those relationships with on an international level, establishing those bridges with other countries in terms of producing or co-producing audiovisual content?
Because Chile is a small country, and we are at or how we say it, at the end of the world, physically. A lot of the productions that we've made, it's been towards co-production. So partnership with our fellow countries, Latin America, with Europe, it's been very important. We're also looking to continue that by reaching other territories where we've been there before, but it's not that strong. So we're going there, like the North American territory or Asia as well. And that's how the industry has grown a lot. Co-production is very important in Latin America, and that's related to it's because it's not like in the US where they have a lot of private financing. It's different. So that's our main path for now. So we hope that could lead, and to a bigger industry and open up to other kinds of other methods, other ways.
And certainly being at the European film market helps, right, in that sense. And if we can get into more details of what you guys are doing here, and is there any activities? I know there'll be an event too at the time of recording. It'll be happening in a couple of days. Can you tell us just about the activities of Cinema Chile at the EFM?
Yes. So here at the European film market and Berlinale as well, we are supporting a delegation of producers that are financed by the Ministry of Cultures, and they bring each of them bring their own projects, and they have their meetings here. And we also have, like I mentioned, we have the film by Maite Alberdi, her documentary in Panorama section, Mutt by Vuk Gulup Klotz in the Generation 14 Plus. We have a project in the co-production market called Los Angeles by Joaquín Cosiña and Cristobal León, and they've been here before with another film called La Casa Lobo, which was very known, got a lot of awards. And we also have another company that is called Quixote Films, and they are in this section that I believe is the first time they have this section that is called Company Matching Program, that is dedicated to so that these production companies can present their portfolios with other countries. And we also have two projects in these, I believe, new section 2. So EFM brought a lot of new sections this year. This is called Producers pitching their projects powered by AI insights. So it's going to be projects that are going to be analyzed by AI. And in that section, we have two projects. We have a film and a TV series. And that's like the main presence there. We also have 3 Berlinale talents. And what we are doing here, we are also creating networking events for them, focused on their goals, because lots of these producers bring projects they're looking for financement or distribution or platforms or film festivals or co-production. And among these events, we have two very important events. For example, tomorrow is like our Chile event that we've organized with Pro Chile and Imagen de Chile, where we'll have a screening of the medium-length film called I Am Earth, directed by Maite Alberdi, Maria Paz González, Santiago Correa, and produced by Fabula. And the other event that we have on Monday is with Germany, with the German Federal Film Board, and it's a networking event between Chileans and producers, but it's also to like celebrate and make it known that we have officially the co-production agreement for movies between Chile and Germany. It's an agreement that's been worked that they've worked on it for like a couple of years, and as of December it's official, so we want to like put it out there, we want to celebrate it, and in that way increase the work between Chile and Germany, which already had like a very strong relationship, and that will help even more.
That's very interesting. Well, thank you very much for joining us and talking with us. It's been a pleasure.
Well, thank you, Matt. It was nice meeting you, and well, I hope people can learn more about Chile, and if they have any questions or I don't know, they're curious about us, you can just follow us, Cinema Chile.
I hope you enjoyed this multinational roundup of conversations from the 2023 European film market. Look forward to more podcasts from the 2023 Berlinale and the EFM coming at you real soon on the film verdict as part of the Showcast. Till the next time, this is Matt Micucci signing off. See you soon.